In this video, I will be going over a text from Osho. The text is about basically semen retention, celibacy, controlling your sexual energy, the best way to do it, so on and so forth. It's a speech that he did that has been transcribed into the written word, and we're gonna go over it. For those of you who don't know who Osho is, Osho was like an enlightened being vibrating at a very high frequency. He combined the Eastern spiritualism with the materialism of the West. He had access to like 90 Rolls Royces, diamond wristwatch, so on and so forth. So yeah, let's just get straight into it. Don't change the body, just become more aware. Your individual life is not at stake if you become celibate. No, nothing is at stake. On the contrary, you will live more deeply, more easily because energy will be conserved. In the East, people have discovered that sex brings death sooner, so those who wanted for their own reasons to live longer dropped sex completely. For example, Hatha yogis wanted to live longer because they have very slow moving methods, bullock cart methods. They need a very long time to finish them. They need a long life to finish their yoga, to come to the final enlightenment. So they dropped sex completely. And how did they drop it? They created particular postures that changed the hormonal flow in the body. They created certain bodily exercises in which semen is reabsorbed back into the blood. They did tremendous things with the body. Even discharged semen could be reabsorbed back into the body. They created many methods to absorb sex energy because sex energy is life energy. A child is born out of it. If you can absorb the energy back into your own system, you will be very, very strong. You can live longer. In fact, old age can simply be dropped. You can be young to the very end. There are differences. Food is an individual need. If you stop it, you will die. Sex is not an individual need. It is being possessed. If you can stop, you will gain much out of it. And the stopping can be of three types. The first is to suppress the desire, but that will not help. Your sex energy will become perverted. That's why I say it's better to be natural than to be perverted. Jaina monks, Buddhist monks, Christian, Catholic monks have all lived in exclusively male societies, male groups. And out of 100 monks, 90% are either masturbatory or homosexual. That has to be so because where can the energy go? They have only been suppressing. They have not transformed the hormonal system, the chemistry of the body. They don't know what to do, so they simply suppress, and suppression becomes perversion. I am against methods of the first type. It is better to be natural than to be perverted because perversion is failing below nature. It is not going beyond. So if I just want to touch on the earlier part of this text where he touches on like basically sex energy is life energy. And it's true, it really is. Like you use this energy to make life. So it really is life energy. And to be wasting it is such a shame. It's hard, but we really shouldn't be wasting this energy unless we are trying to procreate. Then there is the second type, which has tried to change the hormonal system of the body. Hatha yogis, yoga, asanas, there are many ways to change the chemistry of the body. The second methods are better than the first, but I am still not in favor of them. Why? Because even if you change the body, you are not changed. An impotent man is celibate, but it is useless. Through Hatha Yoga methods, you will become impotent. The hormones will not be functioning. All the glands will be damaged so they cannot function. But this is not spiritual growth. You have destroyed the mechanism. You have not gone beyond it. And this can also lead to other problems in life. You'll become afraid of many things. You will be afraid of women because the moment one comes near, your changed chemistry will again take on the old pattern, the flow. A woman has a certain energy, feminine energy, which is magnetic and changes your body energy. So Hatha yogis become afraid of women. They escape to the Himalayas and the caves, but fear is not a good thing, and if you are afraid, you are in it. It is as if man becomes blind so he cannot see women. but that won't help much. The third type of method is to become more aware. Don't change the body as it is good. Let it remain natural. Just become more aware. Whatever happens in the mind and in the body, become aware. Become more and more conscious on gross and subtle layers. Just by being conscious, by being a witness, you rise higher and higher and higher. And a moment comes when just because of your height, just because of your peak consciousness, you are no longer part of the valley, although the valley remains there. You have transcended it. The body remains sexual, but you are not there to cooperate with it. The body remains absolutely natural, but you have gone beyond it. It cannot function without your cooperation. This happens to a Buddha. And what he's saying here about just becoming aware of it is like basically it's a concept of meditation, right? Meditation means to be aware, at least in my understanding. And what I've noticed in my own life is that every time that I start to relapse and go down the wrong path of it is because I have not been meditating. Every time where I stay on, meditating every day, just sitting with my eyes closed and being aware of everything that I can feel and notice in my consciousness. Every time I do that, it becomes so much easier to stay on the path of celibacy. So I truly think that it's very important that we remember to meditate when we're on this journey. And he says it here as well, that it's important to just be aware of it. Don't try to fight with the sexual urges. Just don't fight with them. Realize that they are there. Be conscious of it, but don't give in, right? It needs cooperation. It will come and it will go. These feelings of horniness will come and they will go, right? Only for a moment you have to cooperate. But if you don't cooperate, it will just go, but just be aware of it. The word Buddha means the one who has awakened. It does not belong to Gautama Buddha alone. Buddha is not a personal name, it is a quality of being. Christ is a Buddha, Krishna is a Buddha, and thousands of Buddhas have existed. It is a quality of being, and what is that quality? Awareness. The flame of awareness goes higher and higher, and a moment comes when the body is there, fully functioning and natural, sensitive, sensual, alive. But your cooperation is not there. You are a witness now, not a doer. Sex disappears. Food will not disappear. Even a Buddha will need food because it is a personal need. Sex will disappear because it is not a personal need. It is a social need, a racial need. Sleep will not disappear. It is a personal need. And all that is personal will be there. But all that is racial will disappear. And this disappearance has a beauty of its own. So he is touching on basically all your primary needs, like what you actually need in order to live, will not disappear just because you become an awakened individual, right? You will still need water, you will still need food, but sex is not a need that you really have. It might feel like a need, but truly it is not a need. You need to breathe air, you need water, and you need food, but you do not need sex. If you look at a Hatha yogi, you will see a crippled being. You cannot see any grace coming from his face. He has destroyed his chemistry. He is not beautiful. If you see a repressed monk, he is even uglier because from his eyes and face you will see all sorts of lust falling all around. He will have a sexual atmosphere around him, ugly and dirty. A natural man is better, at least he is natural, but a perverted man is ill and he carries illness around him. I am in favor of the third, but for the meantime, remain natural. There's no need to suppress, no need to try any methods to cripple the body. No need. Be natural and go on working for your Buddhahood. Be natural and become more and more alert and aware. A moment will come when sex simply disappears. When it disappears on its own, it leaves behind such a glow, such grace, such beauty. Don't force it to disappear, otherwise it will leave behind many wounds, and you will always remain with those wounds. Let it go by itself. Simply be a watcher and don't be in a hurry. Nature is good. Nature is beautiful. Be natural. Unless you become supernatural, don't fight with nature. Let the higher come in. So when he says he's in favor of the third, he basically means that if you go on the celibacy, the semen retention journey, don't try to suppress the energy. Be aware that it's there. So every time you get sexual urges, you feel horny, just be aware of it. Right? You have to meditate if you're on this journey. So guys, that was the text from Osho. I'm gonna make a lot more videos on Osho because I think he has a pretty unique perspective on the topic of transmuting sexual energy and being celibate. And I just like Osho in general. If you watch a video of some of his talks, you can just see he has a completely magnetic and like magical energy around him. So I will be doing a lot more videos on Osho, guys. So yeah, look out for that in the future.